Hello and welcome back to Best of the Bets. I'm Christina Nicolaides and we're looking at part 2, so another 5 games for the last day of the Premier League season. I have regular guest Sam Dymond, who is our football expert and editor of bestofthebets.com. How are you, Sam?
Good.
Are you excited for part 2?
No.
Some games?
No, because Fulham are in part 2.
Oh. And Gareth Walker, who is our bookie extraordinaire. How are you?
Yeah, I'm excited for part 2.
Some good bets to place?
Yeah, there was a couple of absolute crackers, actually.
Good. Starting with Wigan versus Aston Villa. Wigan playing for pride. Can they play for pride?
They can play for pride. They're 2.1 to win this game. Draws 3.4 and Aston Villa are 3.4.
I think Wigan should have plenty of pride, really, because...
Winning the FA Cup, of course.
Yes. I mean, it's just not that, but I think just their time in the Premier League, 8 years, they've been fantastic to watch at times. And they get so much criticism from other fans about the size of their support, etc. But
their fighting spirit has kept them up for so many years. They've just kind of run out of steam.
Yeah,
I think their skill has kept them up for so many seasons.
I think that'll be a big loss to the Premier League. I really do. And this game is nowhere near as important as we all hoped it would be on the last day. I think Villa fans will certainly be relieved by that. There was a lot of them celebrating Wigan's defeat in midweek. So I think from going from a game that had potentially everything rising on it, there's very little going on here. And I think that might actually transcend onto the pitch. I think there'll be little going on. These aren't two teams that really do clean sheets. Villa are obviously 21 games without one in the Premier League, 26 in all competitions now.
Yeah.
December the 8th
Amazing.
against Stoke City.
And Wigan are 7 without a clean sheet, and I've only had 5 all season. I haven't had one game that's ended 0-0. But I think that's the way I'm going to go here, just because strange things happen on the last day of the season. And I think these two keeping a clean sheet against each other would be strange. Obviously, no Christian Benteke after his red card. I just think this will be sort of a quiet afternoon. I think Gareth's going to completely disagree, though.
I do actually like the bet. Yeah, 12. I think the point that I like about what Sam said there particularly is that strange things happens on the last day of the season. So yeah, the Wigan have conceded 71. Villa so long since a clean sheet. But yeah, maybe it will be 0-0. I really like Aston Villa here. No Benteke is obviously a blow.
It is.
But the week that Wigan have had, the disappointment of Swansea on the Tuesday night, then the high of the FA Cup, they were, you couldn't fault their fighting spirit and effort against Arsenal, but. Yeah. In the end, class told there, and you just saw the players
just tiredness,
just devastated. Yeah, that's it. And how do they get lifted for this game? I think it'd be very, very difficult. Of course, Benteke's absence means that Darren Bent might get a run out. Let's not forget that the experts were questioning why Bent wasn't getting a game ahead of Benteke at the start of the season. We're saying that Villa needed to strengthen all the rest of it, get some experience in. Not at all, and I think Villa's youngsters have done fantastically well. Yeah. The weaknesses are at the back, but going forward, even without Benteke, I think they'll still have too much firepower to overcome Wigan.
Their midfield that has been much maligned at times this season were actually excellent against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Delph, Silla, Westwood all played very well, I thought. So I think the future is fairly bright for Villa. I think Paul Lambert will continue to do a good job there next season, regardless of Benteke or not.
Yeah.
I think they could carve up Wigan actually on Sunday. Agbonlahor to score the first goal, 9.3. That looks very big. I really like that bet. Yeah, something like 3-0, 24, 3-1, 19. Yeah, that's the...
Probably owe Wigan one as well from earlier in the season. It's funnily enough, there's no love lost between these two teams. It's something you wouldn't really think, but I think maybe Villa have been very wary of Wigan this season. Wigan have had a habit of giving Villa a couple of pacings, especially Villa Park in recent years. So yeah, it should be interesting.
West Ham versus Reading.
West Ham 1.6, the draw 3.9, Reading 5.7. Both teams came up last year. Been a great season for West Ham. Yeah. Not so good for Reading.
And they are strong at home, Sam.
They are, but I think it's sort of similar to the last game. I think West Ham have had a very good season, as Gareth says. They guaranteed a top half finish.
Now they need a point to be a point you'd think would definitely get them out on goal difference, defeat the vulnerable to teams from below.
I think we'd expect them to get at least a point here. But again, similarly, I don't think there'll be that many goals here. I think West Ham have gone 2 games now without scoring. Reading only really tend to score if they're playing Fulham. And I think Nigel Atkins has done a relatively steady job since he's turned up at Majeski. And to be honest, it'll be an achievement in some ways if they don't finish bottom, which looks like happening now. But as I say, I can't see many goals here, so I'm looking at under 2.5.
Under 2.5 goals is priced at 2.3. I'm going the opposite way actually on this game. Just got this bee in my bonnet about end-of-season games equaling goals. So over 3 goals is priced at 2.1. If there's 3 goals, you get your money back. 4 or more goals, your bet's a winner. Or you can go for 4+ goals in the game on the goal crazy market. That's priced at 2.6. Yeah, West Ham, fantastic achievement, and I'm sure Big Sam will be making sure that they do get this top 10 finish, which he'd love for his CV. I think this game will be very similar to the game Sam was unfortunate enough to witness, which he begged me not to mention, where Reading won 4-2 at Craven Cottage. I think West Ham will come out on top of this one, but I think there'll be goals. I think it'll be a strange game. Yeah, definitely the overs is the way I want to play this.
OK, next game, Liverpool versus QPR.
Liverpool 1.2, the draw 6.3, and QPR 13.4. They're the biggest price of any team at the weekend.
What price were they at Man City on the last day?
They were 19 to win at Man City and were ahead for a good chunk.
They were. They got nothing that day though, and I don't think they'll get anything here.
Celebrating staying up last year.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's much to celebrate at QPR at the moment. I think it's one of the big debates of the season is how successful has Liverpool's season been. Some people seem to be very keen on them. I think that Brendan Rodgers has done a good job in his first season and are quite excited about the future there, whereas others I think it's been another disappointing season at Anfield.
Quite erratic though.
It has been very erratic, and I think that it's proved in the fact that they've drawn their last 3 at home. I think they'll be very eager to make sure they go out on a high at Anfield and just leave that that memory lasting over the summer. They got a good win at Fulham last week, and I think they could thump another West London side here. So pick a score really, but I think Liverpool on the handicap -1 on the 3-way handicap looks the way to play this one.
It's priced at 1.6. It means Liverpool have to win by 2 or more goals. But rather than just getting 1.2 for the win, you're getting 1.6 for them to win by 2 or more goals.
Yeah.
Seems a sensible way of playing. Yeah, I think Liverpool could absolutely batter them here. The only thing that puts me off really steaming in is a couple of strange blanks that Liverpool have drawn, and they do seem to have this tendency, as you said, that word erratic. It's a fantastic way of describing it, because they either seem to score none or get an absolute sackful. But yeah, 5-0, 16, 6-0, 24. First goal scorer option, Sturridge, 4.1. John Joe Shelvey was tipped up by my colleague at Mermaid Bet, insisted I gave him a mention. 6.3 for Dingle.
In terms of goal scorer prices, what about Jamie Carragher, who'll be playing his last game? Surely a late penalty perhaps?
Well, there's an angle there. He's 21 to score the first goal. He's also 21 to score the last goal. And yeah, if the game's in the bag and they get a late penalty or free kick, they'll be certainly sending him up to...
I think he scored 4 in his long career at Liverpool, although 2 of those were against Fulham. So maybe another West London side.
Yeah, 0-0 is 19 if anyone can have any faith in QPR whatsoever. But no, not for me.
QPR don't do last day of the season. They haven't won for the last 9 years since they got promoted to Sheffield Wednesday. So
Swansea versus Fulham.
Swansea 1.9, the draw 3.6, and Fulham 4.2. Been a while since they've had a win.
I can't see it happening.
Can't even remember. Well, they lost the last 5 in a row. They cannot wait for the season to end.
I mean, what's happened? They hit 40 points, seem to be playing some good stuff, and then it's been a dreadful finish.
I think it's been a very inconsistent season, very poor. There have been flashes of brilliance from both individuals and the team at times, but it's not been a good season. I think it says it all that the season peaked on the first day of the season when they absolutely took Norwich apart 5-0. It hasn't really got any better from since. In terms of this game, I can't really look beyond the home win. Fulham have met Swansea now 3 times in the last couple of years in the Premier League. Swansea have been comfortable winners on each occasion. Michu's back where we thought he was out for the season, and they kept 2 clean sheets at home, and Fulham don't really look like troubling the scorers at the moment. So I think it's a straight home win, and I can just be satisfied with the fact that it will be nowhere near as bad as the last time we went to Swansea on the last day of the season.
Going down.
When a 14-year-old me cried myself to sleep. So, yeah.
Was that just seeing Swansea? Were you a bit scared, or was that because Fulham got relegated?
Oh, we got relegated.
Right, okay. Swansea will think they've got chances of 8th here, because if they win, they'll go above West Brom if West Brom don't beat United. So massive achievement for them. But again, I'm looking at overs here, these end-of-season games. Over 2.5 is 1.8. Over 3 is priced at 2.4. There have been some, there've been a lot of 0-0 draws involving Swansea this season, but I think a bit of an exhibition match end of the season. Michu, 4.8 to score the first goal. He scores all their goals, doesn't he? But yeah, wouldn't look beyond that.
Okay, and the last game we're looking at, Southampton versus Stoke.
Southampton 1.7, Stoke 5.1, and the draw 3.6.
OK, so before we discuss Southampton versus Stoke, we're going to hear from Mike Holden first of all.
Stoke might be a point ahead of Southampton going into the final round of Premier League fixtures, but I think it could be an entirely different story next season because these two clubs appear to be going in different directions. For Stoke, the Premier League story's going a little bit stale now. I think most clubs have sussed them out and, have found ways to combat their sort of unique style. And I'm not sure that they can reinvent themselves over the summer, and in which case you have to wonder about the future of Tony Pulis at the club. Whereas Southampton, for them, they've got a brand new style, brand new manager in Maurizio Pochettino, and they're a team for the future because their high pressing game, not everybody has answers for that yet. They've proven that they can beat the top teams, not been so consistent against the lesser weights, but I think that's something that can improve. They are a more creative side. And I think if they get the first goal this weekend against Stoke, they could really set down a marker for the future and go on to get more goals. I think if Stoke fall behind at any point in this game, I'm not sure they have the creativity without the fire of needing to stay in the division anymore. I'm not sure they have the creativity to get back in the game, and I think it could be a comfortable victory for Saints.
OK, so you've heard from Mike. He says comfortable Southampton win.
Yeah,
I agree.
Southampton -1 on the handicap is priced at 2.3.
Yeah, it's a comfortable Southampton win for me too, which will top what has been a very good season, I think, for them. It was quite a bit of upheaval at times. They had some moments, certainly in the first few months of the season, when they were entrenched in a relegation zone and everyone thought they were going straight back down. But it's been an excellent season, and I'm sure Gareth will tell us it's one to keep an eye on next season.
Oh, without a doubt. They've been brilliant in 2013, not necessarily results-wise, but performances, real top draw. And win, lose or draw in this one. Can't emphasise enough the value that will be there for bets for next season on them to do well, top 10,
I can see
top
the
6.
passion coming through.
I'll be straight out the studio and queuing up to get these bets on. I think they will win this, 1.7. Stoke, you never really know what you're going to get. I think the end-of-season madness could be so great that we could get the third consecutive game where Stoke have been involved in both teams to score. They're not a team you normally associate with that, but it's priced at 2 for this one.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the 3-3 thriller that these two served up earlier in the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very un-Stoke-like.
Yeah, both teams to score is priced at 2. I think, maybe 3-1, 4-1, 4-2, 3-2, all sorts of scores that cover that. But Southampton
to win.
Yes.
OK. Right, so we're going to look at best bet then for these 5 specific games. Sam, I'm coming to you first.
I'll end the season with a couple of home wins from these two teams that have done ever so well this season. Swansea and Southampton, the double.
Double pays 3.2 for Swansea and Southampton, both to win.
OK, Gareth?
I'm going to go with Aston Villa. I don't think there'll be many away wins this weekend, but Aston Villa at 3.4 to win at a Wigan team that sadly we won't be seeing next season. Yeah, I'll steal yours.
Right, are you ready for mine then?
Are we going another accumulator?
Yeah. I'm loving the accumulator bets.
We should explain that the reason you're going for these big prices is because you want to catch us in the best bets league table, and a big price winner, you'll pip us to the post and get the trophy.
Yeah, but
okay, that's good tactics. Yeah. Okay,
are you ready?
Yeah.
Aston Villa to win. West Ham.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Swansea.
Yeah.
Southampton.
Okay, so those 5 teams all to win pays 21.
So when I win, do I catch you up?
You'll have to watch the show in a couple of weeks to find out.
OK, so you've heard what we've had to say about the final games of the season. Remember to place your bets at heavenbet.com. Do listen out for our Champions League podcast and join us in a couple of weeks where you'll see our end-of-season review show. We'll see you then. Bye-bye. Do you rate your powers of prediction? Well, now is your chance to prove it and win a prize. Log on to bestofthebets.com and in the tips and advice section, you'll find 6 Premier League games discussed in the show. Predict home, draw, or away for each one, and 4 or more correct answers guarantees a prize. Good luck.